Hey, all you drunks. Does it seem as some pitchers are throwing you drunk anymore? I mean, living like how we live, but at their job. Yeah, it's weird. An awful lot of hit batters and very little payback anymore. Some people out there are not happy about that. But at the same time, I feel like a few are beyond their wits' end. We'll get into that later. Wyatt Langford. Many people and players, early season pick for the AL Rookie of the Year. Not quite. Yet, he became the second player ever to have a cycle, an inside the park home run, a walk-off, grand slam, all in the same season. The other is Jackie Robinson in 1948. History. Not her story. His story. Kyle Schwarber. That catering size 13-foot long hoagie with extra meat and legs and a pair of arms. Ugh. Head running ass. 2 games in MLB history where a player had 6+ RBIs, 5 times on base, 4 extra base hits, 3+ homers, a leadoff homer, and a 9th inning or later home run. Both occurred in the past 30 days. Speaking of days, this is not a shout-out or a callback to the Broadway musical Rent, but 4,379 days. That's how long it's been since the Astros beat the Cincinnati Reds in Cincinnati. For all you mathletes or math challenge people out there, that is 11.99 years. You might as well just call it 12. That is a vicious number. Very disgraceful. They were in a division together. I don't know when their division changed. Jay, maybe you can find that out for me because you're absolutely perfect. So, being that I don't know that, let's just absolutely state the fact. We're not going 5 for our last 50 like the White Sox. So let's get into this show, have some fun, get silly, enjoy each other's company. No touching below the belt. This is Drunks in the Pond. Crack one open. Be sure to like, follow, sub, comment. Venmo is $37.49 each. And smile when you do it, because we think you're cute. Especially when you smile. Jay, let's do it, baby.
What's up, buddy? Drunks on the Pond, episode 24, live. You asked me to check when the Astros moved to the AL. That was in 2013. That evened out the American League and National League, both having 15 teams, which is crazy because I can't believe they didn't just do that earlier. You know what I mean? Like, that should have been something someone looked at and went, we have
at the expansion.
Yeah, I feel like that got overlooked, and yeah, we could have figured that out a lot sooner.
I mean, the last 2 teams that were added were the Marlins and the Rockies, correct?
I mean, yeah, because
we're not including Nationals.
Became the Nationals.
Yeah, that's
so. I mean, yeah, which is crazy because the Marlins got added in the '90s and then won the World Series, what felt like 3 years later. But also
what's crazy is that's 2 National League teams who haven't changed divisions.
Shit, so there was one point where...
So the AL has our number? What?
I am not doing math tonight.
No, you know what I'm doing?
I'm not going to try and figure...
This is what I'm doing.
Drinking? There you go. I had a feeling. Yeah, I mean... Not to be a downer, but regular season's almost over, and we're slowly approaching the playoffs, and which is I mean, listen, I love the playoffs. It's
We
a
all
great atmosphere. It's a great time. No one's ever going to complain about playoff
fantastic.
baseball unless your team doesn't make the playoffs. Then yeah, it kind of sucks.
Chicago White
But
Sox.
I mean, dude, they've been out of the playoffs for well over a month now.
They've been on the
That's not
playoffs since
anything
day
crazy.
3 of the season.
I mean, looking at the playoff picture currently, I mean, it's all teams that we kind of knew months ago, like Baltimore, obviously, Cleveland, obviously.
Sure.
I mean, the big surprise is how Houston turned their season around because at
There's
one
a
point they were very bad, and
They were bottom
you
5
know
team in the AL.
we all kind of thought Texas was going to run that division, and when you look at the standings, Texas is 6 games under 500. Like the defending World Series champions are 8.5 games out of a playoff spot behind Tampa Bay. The Detroit Tigers. Detroit is closer to making the playoffs than the Texas Rangers. Now,
Can I,
don't get me wrong. What's up?
can I tell you something? Someone out there who is a lot more sober and a lot more number savant did some math for us. Can I give you some math?
Sure.
If the A's go 20-3 over their final 23 games, and the Astros go 5-18 over their final 23, and the Mariners go 11-12 over their final 23, and the Rangers go 12-11 over their final 23, Oakland will win the AL West.
I can give you two guarantees out of that whole thing, and that's Texas and Seattle. I mean, listen, no one wants to see Oakland in the
Not
playoffs
our
worse than probably me and fans of the Athletics in Oakland.
no,
I
no,
mean,
no, no, no.
it'd be incredible.
If you're a true baseball fan, the number one thing you want is to see success for that franchise.
Yeah, but listen, a lot of baseball fans are fickle. That's just
I get it, but it's not even the underdog story. It's fuck the corporate mindset.
oh, absolutely. I mean,
Absolutely, please.
if this was any baseball fan's team outside of Oakland and this was going on to them, it'd be the same situation everywhere. No one's going to disagree with that. I just, I listen. It sucks that Oakland's going to go out like this because for them to go 20-3, you need Houston to also blow their entire lead, which at this point I don't think they're going to do. I can't see it at this point.
I don't think I see the Astros doing 5-18. That's
No.
that's tough because what they need is going to hurt my fantasy tremendously and get a huge blow to Framber Valdez where he gets shelved. And what's the other random pitcher that just all of a sudden became a pitcher this year?
Stam all
And he's Latin. And yeah, the guy who threw the no-hitter earlier this year and then got suspended.
Ronel Blanco,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shit like that.
Insert Latin name here. Yes.
Yeah, Ronel Blanco.
I was thinking White. Blanco was White. So yeah. Dude, I just don't see that happening unless they lose their 2 stud pitchers this year. And then fucking Jeremy Pena out of nowhere became a baseball player for the first time since 2022. Last year he
broke our hearts.
Yeah, last year he was an absolute menace in the playoffs. Or I'm sorry, 2 years ago he was a menace in the playoffs. Last year he was that kid who shows up to homeroom and then goes home.
I mean, obviously you can shrug your shoulders and just say that that's baseball, which is true in a lot of sense. But
Absolutely.
I mean, that's baseball. I mean, yeah, back to it. Like, The craziest part is that the AL wild card race was actually pretty close for a while,
It
and
was.
over the past couple weeks, like Boston has just absolutely hit a wall. They're back to 500. They're 5.5 out. Seattle, they're 71 and 70. They're 5 games out. So I mean, unless Kansas City starts sucking along with the Twins, you're pretty much looking at the wild card being the Yankees, which you can flip flop with the Orioles because they're pretty much neck and neck for the division, and then Minnesota and Kansas. I mean, that's like I said, it would take a lot for Boston to turn it all around because overall they just have not looked good lately, and they kind of know it.
Yeah, they lost 5 straight, right? Uh,
Yeah, 5 straight losses.
yeah.
I mean, the good news is that they have the White Sox next, and
That should be 3 straight
you know
wins.
if you can sweep the White Sox and one of the wild card guys gets swept, you're pretty much right back in it. So well, anything can happen. The National League side, it's I mean it's
That's
I don't
almost a
want to
little bit.
jinx it.
That's almost a little bit murkier waters because let's face it, you got the Padres who are playing great, Arizona who's playing. It's showing why they made it to where they were last year, but you got Atlanta and the Mets just dogfighting like dickheads because I don't like either of them. So they're dickheads
I'll
to
be
me.
honest. The Mets climbing out of the cellar the way they have lately has been a genuine shock.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, me and you being Phillies fans, we talk about it all the time. Joe says it a lot when he's here. Like, we despise the Mets. We don't like them.
No, not at all.
But you're getting a potential MVP season from Lindor. You're pitching without Kodai Senga. Edwin Diaz hasn't been himself. You know, this is a team that's had a lot going against it and still finds himself, a half game out of a wild card behind Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the Dodgers with 84 and 56, us at 83 and 56, and Milwaukee, who another team that you don't really pay attention to, but they're 81 and 59.
They're a
Like,
solid team, man. Their pitching is absolutely outstanding.
Like, their run differential is plus 135.
Which
like,
is
the pitching
nuts.
is great, and the offense is putting up runs. But I mean, you even said it. The NL wild card, a couple things turn around, and we're looking at something like some of the top teams fighting for a wild card spot, like Cincinnati, they're on a 4-game win streak. The Cardinals, they've got 2 in a row. The Mets sitting right there, they've won 7 in a row. The Braves, they've won 2 in a row. Diamondbacks lost 1, but they're still 2 games up. Padres are on a 3-game win streak. I mean, it's almost a guarantee the Padres get the first wild card spot unless something changes.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, the playoff picture, it's like we could be coming back here next week looking at it again and going, I can't believe Boston swept the White Sox and the Twins got swept by whoever they play next. And all of a sudden, that 5.5 game lead goes down to 2.5. Boston starts with timely hitting, getting people on, scoring runs, and it's probably a crazy race to the end.
Dude, like I said, man, it's gonna be a dogfight on both sides, like AL and NL. And I'm here for it because let's face it, what's better than playoff baseball? Well, playoff hockey's one thing.
Absolutely nothing.
Playoff hockey's one thing, but in my opinion, it's baseball first and foremost.
Yeah.
October is the most important month of the year to me.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just what it is.
I don't disagree.
You can't. I won't allow it.
Like I said, I just genuinely can't believe that we're officially at like the 20 game left in the season mark.
That's nuts. But also,
it the season's just kind of flown by.
Because we talked about it every single week.
Yeah, that's true.
That's us. But dude, it's also just so weird to think like we have so few home games in the final month of the season.
Yeah.
I don't forget, like when we were on our historic pace at the beginning of the season, it was all home games. So, like, I get it. The final month of the year, it's not going to be extremely fair or balanced or anything like that. It's going to be, I think we have, what, 6 home games left? 8?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Something like that.
It's not many, but it's comical, like, how fast it actually progressed for this year. And it snuck up on us. I mean, it wasn't 12 years of losses within a city, thankfully. Dude, I can't get over that stat. That's fucking wild.
12 years.
You haven't won in a city in 12 years. Holy shit. I understand interleague play. You guys switch divisions, but fuck, man.
Do you know how many things have to go wrong in a span of 12 years when you're playing one team that you cannot win?
It's wild.
Like when Houston sees Cincinnati on the schedule and sees that it's an away game, they just got to be like, great. Like, here comes a fucking sweep.
Why?
You got to set your rotation to have your 3 best guys going those games and just pray to God the offense gets going. Because I couldn't imagine the Phillies being at that point where it's 12 years until we've won at a certain stadium. Like, could you imagine the Phillies being
no
bad at, I don't know, let's think of like a fucking random AL team. Like, that's kind of like the Phillies sucking at Kaufman for like 12 years. For some reason, they just can't beat the Royals at home.
Like, I understand exactly what you're saying, but that's what's funny. I don't remember ever watching the Phillies play bad.
Play bad against a certain team?
Yeah, and Kansas City's one of them.
I'll be honest. You would probably remember when I say it. During the dark days, like there were times where we sucked against the Marlins.
Oh no!
Like for some reason,
that's absolutely a fact. So, like we went what? So it was like 2-20 in like a season or 2 seasons.
Like we sucked against the Marlins and the Nationals. That's when the Nationals put that post out, being like, "Oh yeah, it's Philadelphia, easy wins." And they spiraled. Like the Phillies have kicked the shit out of them ever since.
I think they have like 6 wins since then. And that was like 5 years ago.
Longer than that. Like we've been kicking their ass since that. I mean, they've won games, obviously, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
But since that post in particular, that was very ill-timed from the Nationals.
Well, good. Fuck them.
Not going to hear a disagreement from me. Yeah, I was thinking about the dark days of the Phillies and how many people played here when we were just trying to fill a team. I saw a name pop up that I do not remember being a Philly, but it's crazy to think about.
Here you go.
Do you remember Chad Billingsley?
Yes. I believe that was the year after we signed Hellickson and Morton.
Like Chad Billingsley, obviously most known for
being a
Dodger. He was there from 2006 to 2013.
Yeah, I mean,
solid pitcher.
I want to say he was their co-ace with Kershaw.
Yeah, they were like the 1-2 punch right before the Greinke and before they really bolstered up. But Chad Billingsley in 2015 with a Philadelphia Philly, I mean, he had almost a 6 ERA. He only threw 37 innings, but
Oh,
just
what
one
a
of those names
legend.
that popped up, and I was like, I do not remember Chad Billingsley ever being a Philly. But I mean, if you showed me the entire list of players from those years, there's at least 20 guys that I'd be like, oh my God, dude, I forgot all about him.
So wait, hang on, hang on. What year do you think it was that we made that list of obscure Phillies players?
Uh,
Let's see,
I think
2015
I th-
Phillies.
I think we went to opening day that year. Oh, we did that list right before opening day because we played the Nationals and they still had Scherzer. So that had to be like 2016, 2017 because we didn't have Harper. We had Hoskins at first and then we still had Jorge Alfaro behind the dish.
This right here, Chad Billingsley's Phillies year. Woof. Listen,
No, it's horrible.
we still had a team. We had Chooch behind the plate, Ryan Howard at first, Cesar Hernandez at
God.
second, Freddie Galvis at short, Michael Franco at third, the man, the myth, the legend, what should have been the second coming, Cody Yashi.
Oh my God.
We had wife beater Odubel Herrera and Jeff Francoeur. But we
In
also had
2015.
we also had Ben Revere, Cameron Rupp, Darren Ruff, Utley. I think this is when we traded up. It had to have been.
Yeah.
Andres Blanco, Dominic
Don't
Brown,
remember him.
Aaron Altair, Brady Sizemore, Darnell Sweeney,
Yeah, I remember Darnell.
Brian Bugasevich, Eric Kratz, Jordan Danks, and Chase Darnell. That was our entire offense for the whole year. Our ace that year was Aaron Herring.
Yep, Aaron Harang. Wasn't Jerome Williams the number 5 that year?
Jerome Williams was. It was also the year we brought up Noah.
So we had Harang, Billingsley, Nola, Jerome Williams.
Hamels.
All right, who am I missing? Was Hamill still there?
That's the year he pitched a no-hitter, and we got rid of him the day after he pitched a no-hitter.
The combined no in Chicago. That's right.
Yep. No, that was a complete game, wasn't it? It was. Yes, when Odubel fucking fell on the track and caught it.
I thought that was combined because I thought it was Hamels. Oh my God, who was Ken Giles? I remember Giles finished that game. I can't remember who.
Yes, you're right. You're
Did
right.
Did we have Papelbon? Did Papelbon pitch tonight?
We did have Papelbon that year, but I don't know if he pitched the ninth. Let's see.
If memory serves me right, that was Hamels, Giles, and
we only had Papelbon
Papelbon
for 37 games that year, so I think we traded him. I'm pretty sure we traded him mid-season. I mean, 37 games for your closer, not a lot. 17 saves. I mean, it's not like we had any fucking wins, but still. Huh.
Hold on.
That's a wild year, man. 2015. Ugh.
Less than a year before Hamels' solo no-hitter, he started the only combined no-hitter in Phillies history. Manager Ryan Sandberg pulled Hamels for a pinch hitter because the lefty had thrown 108 pitches in 6 innings. Then Jake Diekman, Ken Giles, and Papelbon each pitched an inning to finish the job at Turner Field. So yeah,
at Turner Field.
That was in 2014. And then, yeah, Hamels.
So it was 2015 he got traded. Gotcha.
Yeah, July 25th, Phillies, Cole Hamels threw his first career no-hitter in a 5-0 win over the Cubs. That's when Odubel almost dropped the ball in center field.
Yeah, dickheaded himself on the track.
Fucking moron. He was, dude, he is such a bum. I hated Odubel.
I'm glad I never have to see him in person ever again. Or on TV. Because no one's ever going to sign him. He's done.
My God, man. I'll never forget the one game against Detroit when he bat flipped a pop out. Oh man. I remember watching that game with my dad, and the minute he did that, oh, you would have thought you would have thought my dad's boot was going through that TV. He said every word in the book except for "what a great guy," or every phrase except for "what a great guy."
Yeah, no.
I remember watching that, and I was like, "Oh, that ball's gone." And I forget who the right fielder was, but he was like 10 feet from the warning track even, and he caught this thing. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I cannot believe he just fucking did that.
Dude, he had a lot of talent, except goddamn it, he might have been the laziest piece of shit possible to come through the league and then decide to beat his wife. Oh, wait, different O. Marcelo Zuna. Gotcha. I got a DUI, baby.
I cannot believe some of the people that have done shit in baseball and still are in the league.
I mean, didn't Chapman punch his mother in the face? Or grandmother or something like that?
I'm not sure about that, but there was a video that surfaced with the Aroldis Chapman not that long ago. I don't want to go into detail because
we don't know.
I don't want to get dropped. But yeah, if there was a video, you could probably find it with a quick Google search, Aroldis Chapman incident, and you're gonna get like 12 pages. Like the dude's got a laundry list of shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's a dark side to baseball, and unfortunately, if you really want to find out a really dark story, just look into Uga Turbina.
You want an even darker story, you can look into the story of Ken Caminiti.
I'm familiar with the name. I'm not familiar with the story. That's something you can give me something later.
I mean, I can give you a quick rundown. I won't go into too much detail. Ken Caminiti won the MVP for the National League in I think 1996. He won MVP, mind you, so you would think he was a great player. In no other year of his career did he get an MVP vote. Like this was a outlier year for him. Ken Caminiti passed in 2004. I won't say how, but if you want to go on Google, you can do a quick search and you'll get the answer right away.
Was it similar to Kurt Cobain, Chester Bennington?
No. He actually like I said, I won't say it because we need the promotion points and
hey, we're trying to be good ish.
I'm trying to be a good boy.
You're a sweet boy. Stay that way. Please. So I mentioned it in our intro. There's been an awful lot of hit batters this past year and last year in general. Or I should say this current season and last year. Is it way past due for baseball to realize that just having a bunch of guys who can throw fucking hard isn't necessary? Why do you not have some pitchers? Like, honestly, Whit Merrifield last night got plunked right in the back of the head. He wasn't happy. Do you blame him? I kind of don't.
It's it's hard to fucking blame the guy. Like getting drilled in the head. It's
As a veteran, he has every right to talk some shit and be like, dude, you guys need to fuck grow up, learn the sport, do it right. His quotes, like, it's bullshit. It's driving me nuts. It's just ridiculous. Where the game is at right now, it's just ridiculous. The way pitchers are throwing now, there's no remorse or regard for throwing up and in. Guys are throwing hard as they can, and they don't care where the ball goes. It's bullshit. You can't hit a guy anymore back. There's no fear of that. Oh, if I hit this guy, then our guy's going to get hit. That's not the game anymore. Pitchers don't have to hit anymore. So they don't have to stand in the box. I mean, it used to be where the pitcher who did the plunking would get plunked, or whatever pitcher was up next in the at-bat would get plunked. The DH giveth and taketh. But, I mean, you got more to Whit's quote. Teams are bringing up pitchers that don't know where the hell the ball is going. They throw 100 miles an hour, so they're like, all right, we'll see if we can get the guys out. Let's just sit up down the middle and throw it as hard as you can. And it's bullshit. These are all direct quotes from Whit, and he's not wrong. The art of being a pitcher is reserved for a starter, and that's it. But also, plenty of starters who just plunk someone in the fucking back of the head and just go, all right, next.
I mean, you're absolutely right. Listen, it is a genuine shame that it happened, especially to a vet like Whit, who has more than paid his dues in the league. Which, listen, I want to just say this. It shouldn't happen to anybody. It shouldn't happen if it's your first year, your fifth year, your 12th year. You should be able to stand in the box and trust that this pitcher is going to put the ball either in the strike zone or miss a little bit. There accidents do happen. There's no doubt about that. Do I fully believe it was an intentional hit batter? No. If it comes out that he did it on purpose and he was aiming high, then a dude should be suspended for however many games. If you want to take him out for months, I'm not against it. Baseball needs to be safe with this shit. But to your point, there are a lot of pitchers who are now topping out at like 101, 102, some touching 103. It is becoming more dangerous. And you even said it. You have these guys who are throwing this fast, but they're throwing. They're not pitching. They are just throwing the ball and they have, a lot of them do have good accuracy. Like Paul Skeens, he can paint sometimes. But there are some times where Paul misses the strike zone by a good foot or so, and you're like, Jesus Christ, like if a ball slips out of his hand and it's going 101, people don't understand. Well, non-baseball fans don't understand like the reflex you have to see this ball coming and jump out of the way. Like, and unfortunately, not everyone's going to be able to get out of the way of a 101, 102 pitch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the pitch speed last night was that hit Whit in the back of the head. I mean, it hit the back of his helmet, but that's no excuse. But,
no.
I mean, what's ironic is the guy who threw out the ceremonial first pitch. You know who that was for the Braves game?
Yeah, it was ludicrous.
Yeah. So I guess he was sitting down and not paying attention because when he moves, you move.
That's good. I like that.
So unfortunately, I guess Whit just didn't know that Luda was just not moving. It's bad as a whole, minus the joke that I just made. But like, let's just take a second to appreciate the fact that 15 years, 7 years ago, you had pitchers that still understood, like, yeah, you hit our fucking guy, you're going to get hit back.
Yes.
And now, I mean, the umps And I feel like can't stress it enough. It's that bag of dicks Manfred who just absolutely, like, yes, you don't want retaliation as being the precursor for more damage done, but there needs to be some sort of, hey, this is on the field, not in a courtroom, not in contracts, not in a corporation's type mindset. You need to understand, you hit our guy, we're going to hit someone back. But the umps are immediately like, no, 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 no. You're both warned. Immediately. Harper got hit in the fucking elbow yesterday.
I didn't see that.
And what happens? Nothing. Either side. No warnings. No retaliation. No back the fuck off. No get off my plate. Get off my mound. There was no big dick energy. That's also toxic. I get it. 2024. I get it. But let's appreciate the fact that there's also veterans out there who have to educate the youth of the league. We have some good vets on our team, especially pitching. Hit someone in the fucking shoulder, hit someone in the ribs. Just put some pain into the pain we received. Retaliation is necessary now. The league's becoming soft. I'm not saying woke. I'm saying soft. There's a difference. Let's try and get some of that back. Whit's right. We're not seeing guys get hit back. And that's a problem. And it's not because there's no pitchers hitting anymore. Fucking hit someone. Hit their backup catcher. Hit their fourth outfielder. I don't fucking care. Hit someone. Hit their star. Our fucking stars always get hit. Are you kidding me?
There definitely has.
Go ahead. Yeah, do your thing.
There definitely has been a lack of retaliation. Like, you'll see it a couple times a year where someone gets plunked. It's usually during rivalry games where it's either like the Phillies, the Mets, the Yankees, the Sox. Like, it usually happens in rivalry games. But if it's just two teams that are just playing because they're on the schedule and someone gets plunked, it's not good. Unless this pitcher's been throwing wild all game and has hit multiple people, which after the first one, it's usually like, all right, that's my bad. Sorry. Second one, it's a warning, and it's like, yo, get it fucking together. Like, come on. Obviously, the other team's gonna be like, dude, get this guy the hell out of here. He can't throw. Then their pitcher might take exception and be like, well, you're gonna hit us. Congratulations. Now we're gonna hit one of your guys. It's usually how it goes. I do kind of miss the rivalries of like the late thousands, early 2010s, maybe to the mid, where it felt like in a Yankees Red Sox game, if Jeter, A-Rod, Posada, one of their big guys got hit, you were almost guaranteed one of the Red Sox coming up, whether Pedroia, Ortiz, one of them was getting fucking smoked.
No, you're getting plunked.
Like, we saw Joe Kelly and oh god, I can't remember his name. But Joe Kelly and the dude from the Yankees got into like almost a fist fight at Fenway because Joe Kelly hit him. And Joe Kelly got suspended. The next day, Joe Kelly's out in the stands, sitting amongst the fans, just taking the suspension to the chin.
You know why?
Like, man of the people, Joe Kelly.
Because this is Joe Kelly. Go ahead, tell me when to stop.
I'll keep going.
I'm going all frame.
Go ahead. I'm watching. You're good.
Um,
Further, further, further. There it is, right there,
that's
right
Joe
there.
Kelly. That's Joe Kelly. And that always will be Joe Kelly
Like,
in our eyes, because Joe Kelly is, at this point, a man amongst boys.
like Joe Kelly is the teammate, or not the teammate, the pitcher you want in a rivalry game if you get hit. Because
Don't even just say pitcher.
if
He's the teammate. You were absolutely correct in saying that. Because even if he's
okay,
not
so
pitching, he's still going to come out there and throw down.
like that's what I love about Joe Kelly is that Joe Kelly is so confident in his own shit. He'll hit a guy, he'll strike you out, taunt you. Like he taunted who? Carlos Correa or Jeremy Pena when he struck him out and
Uh,
did like the boo hoo face. I think it was Correa.
it might be. It might be. It was one of those fuckers.
And he did the boo hoo face, and it caused like an uproar amongst the Astros where it's like, hey, he did that thing, and Joe Kelly's like, and what are you going to do about it?
He did. No.
What do you have for me?
Let's just remember, it wasn't just against the Astros. Like, the outreach, the league, or all of the actual entities that post sports news were like, I can't believe he did this. This is so childish. Bitch, they just fucking cheated to win a World Series. Shut up. Joe Kelly wasn't even being petty. He wasn't trolling. He was just flat out saying, fuck you.
One of my favorite, fuck yous to the Astros of all time. It had to be last year when Lance Lynn was on the White Sox still. This was like early in the season where it didn't really mean much. Lance Lynn threw a high fastball to Jeremy Pena. I don't know what the hell that was. Lance Lynn threw a high fastball to Jeremy Pena. And like this thing was like 100 right on the corner. Pena missed it. Lance Lynn just goes, woo, fuck you, and walks off the mound. And Pena just looks at him. He's like, you kidding me? And Lance Lynn's like, what are you going to do about it? And Pena walked off. I was like, oh my God, Lance Lynn is the fucking man. It's like, what a guy.
Dude. And then Lance Lynn fell apart.
Oh, he imploded hard, but that moment alone, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a Lance Lynn believer. So great. It was a great moment.
Is he healthy this year?
I don't. No, he might be. I mean, so far this year, he's got. Oh, excuse me. He's got 21 games started. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's healthy.
That's pretty damn healthy. Wow.
I can't believe he's 37 years old. Like that,
dude. He's been around a long.
That's nuts to me.
There's a couple guys where it's like, wait, when you got in the league, who were you able to vote for? Holy shit, you're that old? So wait. First or second term? Because there's holy shit, there's one or two guys in this league that were still that joined the league when Bush was still in office.
Fucking nuts.
That's wild.
Tell you what, I did see something, and I want to ask your opinion on this because
yes, 100%.
I can think of
that
a couple
shirt
guys.
looks great on you.
Thank you. I mean, I think I look kind of fat in it, but I'll
no, never fat, just full.
So obviously over the past like 4 or 5 years, we've seen a lot of the older catchers retire, like Yachty, Posey. Salvy's probably going to be on his way soon.
He's got maybe two more years, maybe.
Of all the catchers you see in the league right now, obviously Posey and Yachty, Hall of Famers. Salvi's, if not Hall of Fame, Hall of Very Good for sure.
Agreed. Agreed.
Of all the active catchers right now, who can you see being a Hall of Famer? And I'll give you my two to start so you can get an idea of where I'm going. I think Adley Rutschman for Baltimore.
Easy. Okay. It's still so early, but yes.
My second, uh, Will Smith from the Dodgers, maybe if he turns it up, but those two I think are the closest I can think of off the head.
I mean, dude, it's so tough with a catcher. Because, I mean, shit, even Mauer, who made it, what, first ballot? Correct?
Yeah, Mauer was first ballot.
What was he for the last 2.5 seasons of his career?
First baseman.
Not a catcher. So you have to have a long enough career for people to remember you as being a catcher. A good catcher, because nowadays defense is so important at that position. You have to be defense and offensive. And I'm not talking about like slurs. I'm talking about like you need to be able to hit the ball. And it needs to be for a long time. Dude, Athlete's kind of the only one that comes to mind. It's not even a guarantee, but it's the closest I can say to a guarantee as Athlete. It's the hardest position to care about and judge. Because let's face it, most teams don't hand out big contracts to catchers anymore. And if you do, I don't think it's the wisest choice. I mean, we're seeing a regression from one of the biggest catching contracts, if not the biggest all time. JT.
Oh, JT?
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, he's showing his age. He doesn't have the legs anymore. He's definitely just not seeing the ball the same. But also, I mean, he's been healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, he tore your meniscus, and before you even had 3 rehab starts, you're back in the lineup in the majors. Honestly, we could have taken a little bit more time of you getting back in tune. Marshawn and Stubbsies, they held it down. We didn't necessarily need you to come back for your leadership because, let's face it, you should be leading by example.
Yeah.
And when your example is, God, I love grounding the double plays, or I'm tired. I don't see the need for long-term contracts for catchers. And dude, catching it's such a fucking fickle position to actually try and give so much energy and props to. JT is one of the, if not the best, to ever put a Phillies uniform on, talent-wise. He played on the Marlins, so he has, what, 4 or 5 Hall of Fame catchers at the end of their careers that played before him there. I mean, you have Piazza, you got Pudge, you got, I'm sure, 2 more. The Marlins always have a Hall of Famer at the end of their career.
They had Dalton.
There you go. There you go. And I'm pretty sure no, never mind. I don't think they're a Hall of Famer.
They remember they definitely had a catcher at the back of their career in like 2012 when they rebranded, but I don't think it was AJ Pierzynski, was it? No,
he was a Brave.
Yeah, he was.
In our division, I think it was just a Brave.
What the hell am I thinking? Because I know they weren't a good team, obviously.
It's the Marlins. They have literally 3 good seasons in their entire franchise.
That's not who I'm thinking of.
Fuck. I mean, they had Mike Redmond forever. Didn't they have Tyler Flowers?
I think they had Flowers.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like Hall of Fame or very good. I'm just talking about like I'm thinking catchers they had. They had Pudge, they Piazza.
They did have Miguel Olivo at the end of his career.
Cool. So whatever.
I was gonna say he came in 2002. He went to Miami in 2013 when he was 34, and obviously passed his time.
Yeah, way past his prime. Dude, I don't. Oh, they had Alfaro. Didn't matter.
Yeah, I forgot they had.
I mean, we
It didn't do much for them.
not much was ever done for Alfaro by Alfaro. So yeah, let's just face it. Let's get robot catchers instead of robot umps.
Oh wow, that's.
I'm kidding.
That's an insane take.
I'm kidding.
I know. I'm just letting you know how insane that is.
Basically, just let him be a fucking pitching machine, or let him be the clown from Happy Gilmore at mini golf that shoots the ball back. Yeah, you're gonna die, clown.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, let's just face it, dude. Dude, catching is the premier position in the sport that gets zero gratitude. And let's face it. Go ahead, name me the top 5 catchers in the sport right now.
Top 5?
Yep.
All right. Give me Adley.
Sure. Easy.
Give me Francisco Alvarez.
Debatable.
I like Alvarez. Obviously, he's a Met.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about talent. I forget bias and team.
All right. So talent-wise, he's still in my top 5. I think he's very talented.
Sure. All right. I'll let you have that.
3. Give me big dumper Cal Raleigh.
So a guy who can't play a position, but he can hit. All right.
I mean, he's a catcher.
I'm not talking about hitting. I'm talking about position and hitting. It can't be one or the other.
All right.
It has to be both.
So give me Adley. Give me Francisco.
Okay, I'll give you those 2. That's fair.
Really can't say JT. William Contreras.
He's not that great in the field. He's not bad, but he's not that great. He's very dead.
Buddy, you got me in a box right now.
Because, dude, this fucking robot catchers. Let's do it now. Totally kidding. But
let's not do that.
Dude, it's so weird to think that the position is not obsolete at all. Because obviously it's the most important position to field. In my opinion.
Yeah.
And then next is shortstop. And then after that, center field. Everything else should fall into place. If done right. It's just so thin as a position across the entire league. I would put Hoppy in your top 5. I
thought about it.
Yes, without a doubt, I would put him up there. It's just he plays for
that team out west that just happens to share a city.
A team next year that might compete for the White Sox record of being absolute dick sweat dog shit. They are such an embarrassment of a team and a franchise. Did you see what they did for Ohtani?
You mean the bare minimum?
I'm not even talking about what they did on the field. I'm talking about what they did in the fucking Jumbotron.
Used to work here.
Dude, like, don't get me wrong. That's hilarious.
Oh, I love the sarcasm in that. That is great.
That is the epitome of we're being funny, but we done fucked up.
I mean, everyone knows they did. Like you let an anomaly player walk away for absolutely nothing. You got nothing in return.
It still pisses me off. He wasn't traded.
Listen, we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
I think it was episode 21, 22. You can go find it. Cut to like the 45-minute mark.
Yeah, he knows.
You'll
numbers.
hear me go off.
He knows numbers.
I don't know, man. Overall, I am so tired of the Angels. I really am. The owner, the GM, the team that they're trying to build. You have a third baseman who could care less about the sport of baseball.
What team are they trying to build?
You're fielding a team that it really feels like you're just putting out there to maybe be like Oakland and just suck so bad the attendance goes down, and then it gives you a reason to move out to like Salt Lake City and put a new team out there.
Salt Lake City. Sorry, I saw Book of Mormon, and that was incredible. And let's just face it, like the Mormons are better than the Angels.
Like they're just going to go out to Salt Lake City and just become the Salt Lake City Soakers, and we'll have to deal with that for the next however many decades.
I would buy their jersey. If they're called the Soakers, I would 100% buy that jersey because soaking is hilarious. Not to do. The act of it and the thought of it is hilarious.
I've just never seen a team so poorly ran. Jesus Christ, I have. But
they're in the same division.
What is up with California just blowing how to run a baseball team?
Because
how can the Dodgers do it so well and the Angels and the Athletics cannot figure it out?
Because the Dodgers owners have balls. You got Magic Johnson. No one should touch his balls. But
obviously.
Pause. But let's just face it. The other two owners don't have balls. And the only thing they care about is their bottom line. And not actually trying to improve their bottom line. They care about what their bottom line bare minimum is. Like the Angels, obviously, their revenue is dog shit. The A's, I mean, they have no revenue. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was there any times, just off the top of your head, was there any times the A's had a doubleheader and had less than 97 fans in the stands for the doubleheader? I don't think so.
Probably not.
I don't think so. But guess what? The White Sox did.
That was brutal.
It was one of the most disappointing baseball things I've ever seen in my life. Because it's like, dude, fuck you. Tickets were less than $1 for that game. Do you think anybody at that stadium would have gave a fuck where you sat?
Dude, the ushers were probably told to like get people from the top and send them down to the bottom and just put them behind home plate at that point, because
if there was an usher,
it just doesn't make sense.
If there was an usher at that stadium who took their job seriously beyond the point of their salary, that said, no, your ticket's not for here. You can't go down here. Are like, dude, get your finger out of my face. What the fuck is your problem, Paul Blart? I'm going to sit wherever I want today because guess what? I'm also going to get 6 free hot dogs because I don't care. And I guarantee someone's going to walk by and be like, dude, it's a waste of funny. It's a waste of money not to eat it.
There's going to be three teams moving out. I mean, obviously Oakland's moving. We already know that.
Yeah.
The Angels are going to move soon because I just don't see the point of them staying in LA where they're at now.
Do you think the Angels are the team that moves to Nashville?
No, I think that's the White Sox. I think the White Sox moved to Nashville, and I see the Angels moving to Salt Lake City.
Oh, you're going actual like parameters, like moving. Okay. I was just going by. I was just going by.
Like I said,
like I think for some reason I don't know why because I don't know the Angels owner at all, but I feel like he's a dumb, cheap redneck. So I feel like he's going to be the one to go to Nashville. But I feel like maybe the White Sox owner would go to Salt Lake because I feel like he's old money. And Salt Lake is, well, no, it is. It's a budding city. So he's like, no, I'm going to bring my old money to Salt Lake. And my old money in Salt Lake is going to be great because it's Salt Lake and they have a lake that's salty.
I mean, if you want my long shot on moving, Tampa Bay back to Montreal.
That's a big
get them out of that shithole and give Montreal a baseball team back.
Yeah, but
Toronto played there for a 3-game series and sold out every single game.
But
like, bring the Expos back. What are we doing?
Tampa Bay just got approved for a new stadium. Money from the city.
Like,
that ain't change.
Just
that ain't
like
change.
I said, it was a long shot. And obviously a deal can still fall apart because if Tampa Bay doesn't field an actual winning team, the city might look at it and be like, why are we building you $1 billion stadium when you can't even build a team? Like, what are we doing here?
You guys didn't even show up to us for the past fucking 12 years. So what's the matter?
Like, Tampa Bay obviously knows how to fucking build a farm system because every time they make a trade, they get back these diamonds in the rough that somehow make a name for themselves, and then they ship them off.
They are a pitching factory. They are a pitching factory.
Kind of nuts at this point.
They just have great young talent providers. It's incredible. Talent instructors. That's the word, not providers. They don't give out talent. They might be the best. Hang on. All right, out of the 3, let's rank real quick.
Okay.
The Rays, the Braves. Well, this is tough because there's 2 that I'm thinking of right now that are 50-50 on what they deserve. All right, let's make it 4. Let's make it 4 because the 2, in my opinion, are neck and neck. All right, so we get the Rays farm system, the Braves farm system, the Cardinals, and the Dodgers, pitching related. Which one do you think is the best? Because, dude, in my opinion, this is a tough fucking question.
Dodgers.
You think it's the best?
Dodgers by far.
Don't forget, the Dodgers always have more hitting talent to trade.
Yeah, but their pitching prospects that they keep calling up,
they keep hitting.
The Dodgers pitching prospects just cannot miss at this point. I don't know what the hell their scouting department has for pitchers, but whatever that dude is doing, we need someone like that. This dude has not missed in God knows how long. Like, Bobby Miller's stud. Dustin May, obviously he's injured all the time, but when he's healthy, stud. Walker Buehler when he came up, stud. Emmett Sheehan, who just got called up this year, he was looking like the real deal. Like, we said it a couple episodes ago, they have an entire all-star rotation just sitting on the IL, and Shohei Ohtani probably not going to pitch until next year, hopefully. I mean, this was a team that had Clayton Kershaw as their only hope, and Kershaw has pretty much carried the pitching staff as hard as he could. And now Kershaw's going to retire soon, and they have a whole bunch of kids just waiting in the wings.
Kershaw's hurt again.
Yeah, I understand he got a 2-year deal before this season, but at this point, I think Kershaw is just going to retire after the year because with the way his health has been, it's over.
Hang it up.
I no, I would say Dodgers by far.
I see. I'm gonna go Rays bullpen is always fucking killer. They are so good at crafting out fascinating arms. I mean, we got Alvarado from them. We picked up someone else. Then
We had another.
we got Tyler Phillips.
We had
right?
another. I think so.
Yeah. Tyler Phillips has a lot of talent. It's just he's not that great. By the way, congratulations, Phillies, tonight for beating the Marlins. Let's just call it what it is, dude. You can't ignore how good the Braves farm system is with pitching.
No.
They've had countless pitchers that were fantastic for them. Go down, be hurt, contract ends. They're on another team. And they just have someone else always flowing in the rotation. And I don't know what it is, dude. The Braves have been a pitching factory since you and I were born.
Yeah, easily.
I think they have the most depth since we were kids at being a pitching factory through their farm system. Granted, Smoltz and Maddox aren't from their farm system. Is Glavine? I think Glavine's homegrown. Out of the three,
Pretty sure Glavine was.
I think Glavine was the only one out of the three that was homegrown. But let's just face it, dude. I think they're the best at developing pitching arms. They're not the best at all at developing healthy pitching arms. But also, you can't ignore the Cardinals, dude. The Cardinals always have a very good farm system.
They do. I mean, they outside of a very, very old pitching staff, like they're easily the oldest pitching staff in the league, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, they do have a solid farm system, but like in the updated farm system list from Bleacher Report, obviously the Phillies, it's before the deadline. Like the Phillies were ranked 11th. And I did see the Dodgers were at 16th and the Cardinals were at 18th. I mean, they got names, like, but
Sure.
I mean, just overall for pitching, I don't know how the Dodgers keep doing it. It just does not. It doesn't make a lick of sense to me how they hit on just about every pitching prospect they have.
But also, most of them last a season and a half. That's the biggest downside.
I don't know what happened with Bueller, May, Miller, Sheehan.
May hasn't even done a full season, period.
May got called up, and I remember watching his debut, and his stuff was Bill.
May is
like that.
Disgusting.
His pitches had so much movement on them, and he just dominated. I think he ended up getting Tommy John surgery, and I was just like, dude.
Twice, I believe.
For a pitcher with that much movement on his shit, getting Tommy John not once, but twice, if correct, that's the ultimate killer right there, because now you have to learn how to not only have more control over your pitches because now you can't rely on the movement and velocity you had. Now you got to rely on actually
Being
commanding this pitch where to
an
go. Like
accurate
it's,
pitcher, which is just nearly unheard of now. All right, let's talk about another prospect. Seth Johnson's making his debut this Sunday. How excited are you? Because I'm fucking hype.
1 out of 10, I'll say 6.
That's
I
incredible.
am excited.
That's incredible.
I am excited to see what we got back from Baltimore, especially in such a one-sided deal for Gregory Soto. I will be honest, I was really hoping they would have given Mick Abel his shot. And listen, I'll be the first to admit Mick Abel has not had the year any of us expected. Like we expected Abel to come out and dominate in place of Andrew Painter, and unfortunately he hasn't done that. But I think I was more hoping for Abel to pitch because before the deadline, there were rumors swirling of, Abel being in some trade deals and, at seeing what this kid's got. And obviously
Fine.
he was he Abel was a high touted prospect for the Phillies right behind Painter. Like they were
Still
supposed
is.
to be the
Still
1-2
is.
punch.
Still is. It's just
I
his
just
command is dog shit right now. Has been all year and most of last year.
I wanted to see Mick Abel on the big stage because I just there are some pitchers that just suck in AAA, but then they get the call to the majors and immediately somehow figure it out. And
Sure, absolutely. Fully agree. I mean,
I, I just think Abel deserved it a little more. That's all.
listen, fully respect it. And I mean, some pitchers do absolutely do dog shit in certain levels. I mean, Orion Kerkering didn't even pitch in AAA. Came up from AA, correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he came up from AA. And he's just that type of guy. Mick, I don't know, man. I think Mick is. Listen, I love his talent. His arm is dynamite, literally and figuratively, because either it blows up on the batter or it blows up on him. He can't control the game, literally. And then McCaffrey, right? No, not McCaffrey. The other prospect, and it's just McCarry. I'm so tired of seeing.
Yeah.
I'm so
Perfect, Gary.
sorry. I got a football on my mind. It's so hard to see these two guys just continuously try and try and try, and their man just keep getting weaker and weaker. It's just I don't get it. Like you guys are in a very good developing farm system now,
Yeah.
and you're it's almost like a heart's not in it type thing. I'm not saying their heart's not in it. I'm just saying that's the only way I perceive it. Because they both have, I can't state it enough, dynamite arms. But it is what it is. I mean, McCarry's been out of the pen for most of the year because his control and command has been fucking. We got rid of Gregory Soto for a reason because we were tired of someone walking the bases loaded and then striking out two people.
I mean, listen, prospects taking a little step back.
It's normal.
If you would have asked me this like 2 or 3 years ago, what do I think? I would have been full blown panic mode. Hit the button, blow it up, it's over. But it's like, dude, they're called prospects for a reason. They have their highs and they have their lows. You just gotta hope they find that middle area where it's more good than bad and they have a solid career. Obviously, like I said earlier, Abel's not having the season we thought he would. Something's obviously up with his mechanics that he'll most likely be back at spring training and they'll work with him. They'll try to
Sure.
figure out, okay, where do we go from here? Griff McGarry, another one. He'll be at spring training. Talk to him, get him focused again. Andrew Painter, we're looking at being back for spring training next year. That's exciting. Our number one prospect, hoping to be in the rotation. God willing, we can get rid of Taiwan Walker, but
No,
like
no, 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 man.
we're looking at
It's like herpes. Shit don't go away.
we're looking at a possible rotation next year of Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, Christopher Sanchez, and Aaron Painter. Or yeah, no, what's it?
Andrew.
What the hell's his first? Andrew. Jesus Christ, I called him Aaron. Fuck me.
Hey,
Andrew Painter.
we've never seen the guys on TV, so let's just face it, they're not real.
Like 1 through 5, I love that rotation. And if Painter works out, Painter starts climbing. Then he becomes the 4. And if he gets better, he climbs to 3. Then your top 3 are Wheeler, Nola, and Painter. Obviously, age is going to play into it. And Wheeler might be like, you know what, dude, I'm getting up there. I'm done. So then next man up. Nola goes to 1. Painter goes to 2. You still have Suarez. You still have Sanchez. You still have Abel. You have guys next up. And I
Sure.
love the next man up mentality that seems to finally be in place where, we have pieces who can step into the next spot, whether something happens. I have no complaints.
Listen, I'm going to give you one P word that is a lot better than prospect. And it's not pretzel. Sorry, man. Listen, I love you. I know you love your fondness of braided bread.
Love pretzel.
It's parade. All I want is a fucking parade. With the
We can
Phillies
only hope,
colors.
my man.
With the Phillies colors going down that fucking broad street. This team, this lineup, this bullpen, this rotation absolutely deserves it. The weirdest part is we have not hit on all cylinders yet this year.
No, we really haven't. Well, I mean, we did for
No,
probably a week earlier in the season where we had just
and I'm not.
everybody
You're
on.
not wrong.
But
You're not wrong. But not everybody was on because during that time period, you had Castellanos fucking forgetting what a baseball is and just, oh, all right, cool, I'm out. I just swung 3 times. Didn't realize I was starting, even though I'm yet to not start this year.
yeah,
Let's just face it. This is my final thoughts for today because I'm exhausted. My kid started daycare this week for the first time ever. You know what that means? I'm even more poor than I was prior to this. So please, can someone Venmo us $37.49? Please. I said it earlier. It's because we think you look cute doing it. No, it's because my kid needs to eat. But also, I mean, I need to eat. And I have a drinking problem. I'm almost down. That's a problem.
that is a problem.
But let's face it. This team has not fired on all cylinders yet this year. We are so good. We just haven't needed to. But you have not seen a 1 through 9 have a hot week all at the same time. I know it's few far between. Most teams don't see that. But this is the type of team where that 1 through 9 should happen. Jay, that's all I got to say about that. That's a farmer's joke. But yes, Jay, take it away, buddy.
Final thoughts this week. Start off with this. Next episode of Behind the Scenes going live on Monday this week. We are talking about the infamous Raymond Chapman. If you don't know,
now you know.
Stay tuned for Monday and you're going to know. Second, obviously we do it every week. Today in baseball history. This one's a big one. And this is something that has actually affected baseball pretty seriously. We're going back to 1918. During the seventh inning stretch of a World Series game, a military band plays the Star Spangled Banner. From then on, it is played at every World Series game, every season opener, and whenever a band is present to play it, though it is not yet adopted as the national anthem. The custom of playing it before every game will begin during World War II after the installation of public address system. So, on this day in 1918, the World Series, band played the Star Spangled Banner, and it's been in baseball ever since. 106 years.
All right.
Pretty big shit. And then 1998, Mark McGwire became only the third player to reach 60 home runs as the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Cincinnati Reds 7-0. He joined Babe Ruth and Roger Maris with 60 home runs in a single season. Obviously, we all know McGwire would go on to break Roger Maris's record, and
so same year.
some would say that it doesn't count because of the steroids, and that's an argument for another time, which we'll probably have in the next coming weeks when someone else gets outed for PEDs.
Yeah, my guess is next Tatis again.
Dude, if he gets punked again, I just
you know if he gets punked again, that's
What do you-
162, right? That's a full season.
yeah, that's like I can't imagine he's doing something else that's going to get him screwed over. But you know what? It seems like even shit that you would think is normal to take during like the baseball season, they're like, you can't use that hair cream because there's something in it. It's like, all right, I didn't know my hair cream was going to let me hit balls 460 feet, but
dude, the fucking Blue Jays pitcher who took fertility drugs to try and have another kid.
Yeah.
Or try and have a child. Even what was a problem? Fucking like what is performance enhancing? Adderall.
I do want to say this because it did piss me off when I saw this on an Instagram reel. There was a girl, and of course she was a fucking Phillies fan because she said at Citizens Bank she had a Phillies shirt on. She said the only thing that helped Barry Bonds was his 400-foot home runs were going 440, 450. The first thought that went through my mind is, you bastard. Because if you're giving him 40 extra feet for home runs, guess what? Those 354 pop-ups, oh, now they're going 394 into the seats. They enhanced his performance, right? You got to look at both sides of the plate here. You can't just say the only thing it did was send his 400-foot home runs 440, because now we're talking about his 350 pop-ups going 390 into the stands.
You can't have one or the other.
That bothered me, and luckily someone else said it in the comments and kind of stunned her, and I was like, well, at least someone said
we all know it. The dude got bigger.
He was huge.
He got massive. Like, workout regimen or not. Like, dude got fucking cracker jacked.
I mean, look at him. The dude looks like a goddamn Mack truck.
Dude.
What is that?
I've never taken a shit that big, but I can only imagine that it's getting up in McCovey Coves. Or there's going to be an app for it in San Francisco to let anybody know where I took that shit, because That's San Francisco because of the homeless problem. Just saying. Doesn't have to let you know where homeless people shit on the street. It's glorious, right? Thanks, Barry
Remember what I
Bonds.
said earlier? You just gotta shrug your shoulders, and that's baseball.
Yep.
That's all we can do.
Wherever you shit, that's baseball. Guys. Jay, do you have anything else to add?
Nope.
Guys, watch behind the scenes. Watch Sharks in the Ponds. Give us all the comments, all the feedback that you want. We're going to read it. If it's negative,
Always do.
if it's negative, I'll respond. I'm pretty witty. So we'll see. And Jay, I mean, if it's positive, he's going to possibly ask you if you want breakfast. It's not going to be a good breakfast. It's going to be Wawa. And nothing,
Scrambled eggs, sizzles.
nothing about Wawa is good. Except cookies and cream milk. That's the best thing ever. Just saying. Jay, be easy if you get up so early tomorrow. Get to yourself some cookies and cream milk. And guys, just flat out admit it. You love us, we love you. Guys, thank you so much. Stay drunk. Jay?
Z, do me a favor, baby. Hit that music. Time to get the hell on out of here. Peace.